Hi, this is Dundee from Booredatwork.com and welcome to another battle video. And today we'll be finding out which is the best smartphone on the T-Mobile network. So our battle today is between the HTC Amaze 4G and the Samsung Galaxy S2 on T-Mobile. Now these are two top-tier devices on the T-Mobile networks. They have a bunch of similarities and also they have a bunch of differences. We're trying to find out which is the best device for T-Mobile customers to pick up. Is it the Amaze 4G with the QHD screen and the 8 megapixel camera with that f2.3 wide angle lens? Or is it the super slim Samsung Galaxy S2 with its Super AMOLED display at 4.65 inches, 8 megapixel camera in the rear, and super lightweight device? So what we're going to do is going to go through all the different bases of these devices and find out which is the best for us on the T-Mobile network. So let's go ahead and check out the review. Alright, so let's take a look at both devices. We have the HTC Amaze 4G and the Samsung Galaxy S2. Let's go over the hardware quickly for both of them. So let's look at the Amaze 4G first. First of all, it's got a 4.3 inch QHD display, so you know the resolution of the QHD display is 564 by 960. It's got a 1.3 front-facing megapixel camera for video chat, touch-sensitive buttons here. You do have your volume rockers. What you do have here on the right-hand side also is a dedicated record button for your video recording and a regular camera button. You also have your 3.5mm jack, and behind, of course, is the well-touted 8 megapixel camera with a wide angle 5.2.3 lens dual LED flash that takes in some very good pictures and allows lots of light into the camera to take pictures. Do have a power button, 3.5mm jack, and this is a full unibody design that you can, of course, slip open this way, as we've done before in other videos, and reveals the innards of the device. You can see SD card slot as well as a SIM card, and all you have to do is slide it back in that way. And of course that is the display. You can see in QHD, and we'll take that off for a second. So looking at the Samsung Galaxy S2, it's got this 4.52 inch Super AMOLED display. It's got a 2 megapixel front-facing camera, touch-sensitive buttons. You can see the chrome finishing. The left side, you do have your volume toggles. Right below your mini USB port, you do have your power button. There's no camera button around the device. 3.5mm jack. It's very simple. In the rear, you do have an 8 megapixel camera with LED flash, and of course to open the battery cover you do have to pull it on the side here. If you have nails it works, me I don't. You do have expandable slot micro SD card, and of course you have your SIM card slot there, and of course both of them have internal storage 16 gigabytes, and you can expand it, of course. And this is the Super AMOLED display. So let's take a look at both devices and let's get into the nitty-gritty of this review. We have both devices here, your Amaze 4G and your Galaxy S2. Both of them are running Android 2.3. If you go into the settings here, you can see about phone, software information, 2.3.5, 2.3.4. This both run running versions of Android here. Now, as we mentioned, these are both running Android, but they both run their own custom OS overlay. The Amaze 4G runs Sense UI 3.0, and this runs the Galaxy S2 runs TouchWiz 4.0. So there are differences to all of them. Now, similarities. Let's go through similarities quickly. They both have a 1.5 gigahertz Qualcomm chip within the device. They do have 1 gig of memory also. They do have the same amount of storage. They do have this 8 megapixel camera. They do have front-facing cameras, 1.3. This is 2 megapixels, so it's pretty much still a wash. And this is where the similarities pretty much end. Now, the Amaze 4G runs Sense UI, and Sense UI has this new 3D flow, which we've gone through a couple of Sense devices. You can see it's very snappy, it's very fast. It's got, of course, you can see it's got tiles here and widgets which you can put on your desktop menu, and it's very smooth, very snappy. You can literally pretty much scroll through, or spin the carousel to go through Of course, it doesn't really look like Android because it's fully customized. You can actually jump in here to your app tray where you can scroll through your apps. You can look for your favorites and look at the downloaded apps and go through all your application. Comes with preloaded T-Mobile apps like your quick video, Vizio voicemail, T-Mobile TV HD, and so on and so forth. So that, of course, is the Amaze 4G. Now, with the Galaxy S2 running TouchWiz 4.0, 4.0 has a few things that are different. You have the new quick slide scroll bar, which you can use to jump in through home screens. You can also do that within your app tray. Now the app tray goes from side to side and you can scroll through. You do have live tiles, so you can actually, let me just go to another tile here. See, the tiles are live, they do update, and also they are customizable. You can actually expand the screen size of the tiles. So for instance, we'll make this larger. You can see the tile there, and while that tile is updating, I can do that with this too. These, of course, are for certain tiles, not everything. So I can't do that, of course, with my Twitter widget, but they are customizable tiles over there. Now, you do have your power controls on the top here with the Galaxy S2. Also have the same thing here with your Amaze 4G. With the Amaze 4G also, the cool thing is you also have a task bar, shows you all the apps that are running, and you have you can also jump into your memory usage. With the Galaxy S2, you do have to hold down the power button, and then you can actually do that. So that's something to take note with two devices here. The Galaxy S2 does allow you to take screenshots, which you do by holding the power button and the home button at the same time, and it snaps there. Took me a minute. You can't do that on your Amaze 4G. Now let's go check out the camera. So both devices have good 8 megapixel cameras, well known and well stated. Let's look at the camera apps now. The Galaxy S2, first of all, we'll look at that first, has a nice camera app. You can see how it looks there. You can also go into the settings, and it allows you to pick resolution, ISO balance, and go through a whole plethora of information to edit stuff there. Which is pretty cool. With the Amaze 4G, you do have the same things. You can either hit the menu, go through some of those settings you saw there, Galaxy S2, but it also has fine-tuned photo modes that are very user-friendly. You can jump in and select any different photo mode you want to, and these work very well for taking very good pictures, and that's a solid thing overall. And I think this is where the camera shines for the Amaze 4G. Now in video recording, I would say the video recording quality is about the same for both devices, except the Galaxy S2 has better audio for video. You can check out both 1080p camera tests for the HTC Amaze 4G and the Samsung Galaxy S2 to see how well they function and how good they are. Alright, so let's go ahead and find out, look at quadrant scores. So looking at quadrant scores, we're going to jump in and look at quadrant scores for the devices, and you guys can take a look. Now you can see the screen, how both screens look. These are on the highest brightness setting, so you can see how well they look and how sharp they are to your eyes. You can make that judgment for yourself, but I think they're pretty much similar overall. Just waiting for the scores to come up. Send benchmark results. So you can see our quadrant scores here are pretty similar. It's been one higher, slightly higher than the other, but I pretty much got similar quadrant scores. I did clear out the memory and close off every single app that's open, and that's what I got for quadrant scores. So it's 2192 here on Samsung Galaxy S2, and this is 2322. The last time I did it, the Samsung Galaxy S2 was higher and this was lower, and I can tell you can do this a couple of times and you get similar variance scores. So I think they pretty much match it because they do have the same chip in there. So those are the quadrant scores for you guys who want quadrant scores and pretty much I think it's irrelevant because they have the same chip in there. But let's see. That's it for you guys there. All right, so let's take a look at speed. 42 megabits per second theoretically. So let's go into a speed test here. Boston does have very good speeds. I'm sure if you've seen the reviews for both of them individually, you can see how fast they are. So I'll begin the speed test. Speeds have been slower today, but hopefully you should get some good speeds on this video. Okay, something must be happening with the Amaze 4G there. It's not picking up solid speeds. The Galaxy S2 did 14. That is not a clear indication of how good the speeds are, because I have gotten 20 megabits per second on the Amaze 4G, just to let you guys know. So let's restart that again. Start it again on the Amaze 4G. Ping faster there. Well, it's first of all, it's pinging a different location, which is much farther, which shouldn't be much of a problem. But you can see, all right, so let me just go to the results and show you, because this test is actually, you could say, slightly skewed, if you will. So you can see results here. Even though we're getting 8 and 2, we did get 18, 15, and 15, so higher test results. Likewise with the Galaxy S2, which has done 17, 15. I've done about 20 on this before. So I would say they're still similar. I don't know what happened with that in the test results there, but the Galaxy S2 and the Amaze 4G do have very similar test HSPA plus speeds, which is just pretty much fast. So it's very good for a T-Mobile user. Okay, so we've seen benchmark between test speeds. There's some things that you know, that they have differently. For instance, the HTC Amaze 4G does do video chat through Google Talk. I can just show you that quickly, and you can see there's an icon there for Google Talk video chat. On the Galaxy S2, you can see there's no icon there. That's not possible. You have to use Quick, which is kind of a bummer. So we've gone through a bunch of aspects within this both devices, the HTC Amaze 4G as well as the Samsung Galaxy S2. One thing to mention on battery life, they both have similar battery life, lower than expected, I think, for devices like this. Although the Galaxy S2 slightly edges it, I would say you get about 8 to 10 hours in the Amaze 4G, and you probably get about 9 to 11 maximum on the Galaxy S2. So it's a slight edge, but pretty much similar anyway. You can get more from battery. They do have battery power management, which you can actually go into and get more out of the devices. So for instance, if you go to power saving modes here, and if you go to power here, you can adjust and fix it so you can get more juice out of your battery. So anyway, so that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and round up this video and pick a winner, see which is the best device for you on the T-Mobile network. So we're taking a look at both devices. First of all, the HTC Amaze 4G as well as the Samsung Galaxy S2. Now, both devices are solid devices on the T-Mobile network, and whichever you pick will work well for you. Of course, this might come down to the difference between TouchWiz and Sense 3.0, so that might be a deciding factor for some people. But I can tell you with this review, we picked the Samsung Galaxy S2 as the slight winner, and I mean slight in the very slightest, because they have a lot of things that's similar. It's got both of them have super fast HSPA network speeds, maxed out both at about 20 megabytes per second. Also, they have a 1.5 gigahertz processor, so basically you're getting the same quadrant speeds anyway from them. Slight differences, I think. The Samsung Galaxy S2 edges out on battery life. It does last a little longer, but still that's just edges out. And also, again, the lightweight frame of the Galaxy S2 I think is a plus. And finally, the overall camera. Granted, the Amaze 4G does take stellar pictures. I think the overall camera use, because the Galaxy S2 has better audio and video recording, does a very good job compared to the Amaze 4G, which has poor audio recording, but also Galaxy S2 takes good pictures. So I give this as a winner, as the Galaxy S2 as a winner, and a slight winner here. But the Amaze 4G comes in a very, very close second. So solid phone, good phone. So in the end, if you're a T-Mobile customer, you should be happy. You have two choices to pick from, and you can either go with the Amaze 4G or the Samsung Galaxy S2. But our winner here for this battle with video is the Samsung Galaxy S2. So if you guys have any questions, any comments, let us know. Leave comments on this YouTube page or on the website with this video review. So don't forget to follow us on Twitter. It's Booredatwork with 2 O's. On YouTube, YouTube page is Booredatwork with 2 O's. And also, you can follow us on Facebook. Our Facebook link's below, or you can find us on Facebook. It's at Boardwork. So anyway, this is Nandi from Booredatwork saying thank you, and always enjoy your entertainment.